Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Good morning and welcome to Tiger Sports Talk with DT and Gator. We're live here in the studio at WPKY 103.3 FM, The Tiger. What a beautiful morning.
Man, it's been great for about a week now.
It really has. And before we get into introducing our guests, let's give all of our thoughts and prayers out to all the folks there in Florida that are bracing for this terrible Hurricane Irma that is approaching Miami. And Dee, I know you've got a son and a grandson down there in Florida that may be affected by it, so we want to send all of our thoughts and prayers out to those people.
West told us last night that he didn't think it would be real bad. Of course, they don't know, but he said the problem's going to be they've had so much rain this year, there was nowhere for water to go. And, most of the time they don't have any rain.
I think, I was watching TV this morning, and, of course, most everyone is evacuating, especially over on the East Coast. And, it looks like I heard Ty's weather forecast for Tuesday. It looks like we may get a little bit of the wind and the rain from it. And it's just a monster of a storm. It's headed, once again to the United States. And it's going to affect Florida and the Carolinas and Georgia. And, we just want to send our thoughts and prayers out to those, as well as continue to pray for the ones in Houston that just got through with Hurricane Harvey and are cleaning up after it.
Yeah, I don't know much about all the global warming, but I've heard, that could be part of it since we're having so many of them here lately, but I don't know.
And I believe there's another one that's forming right behind Irma called Jose. So,
Well, Trump will send him out. He won't get in the country. He won't make it.
We hope not. Once again, this is Football Friday here in Western Kentucky, and the Caldwell County Tigers have an exciting game tonight, playing at the Crittenden County Rockets, which is always a longtime rival for us and them as well. And you're going to have perfect weather, and I believe we're going to have a great crowd turnout.
I should have a great crowd, and we sold enough of the T-shirts that if everybody wears one that bought one, they'll have a big crowd just because of that.
If anyone's viewing in this morning, Coach Tomic, myself, we both have a Stay Barnes Strong T-shirt on, which we're going to talk about a lot more later in the show when we have our guests from Crittenden County come in. But a very nice gesture on Crittenden's part, and the people here in Caldwell County really stepped up, as well as the people in Crittenden County, and it's just a good rivalry and between two communities that have a lot in common.
Yes, football has started. We got to see a lot of good games last week, college-wise and high school-wise. It's been on the road now for about 3 weeks, and we at least if we get stumped, we can sit here and act like we like one of the teams in college and talk about them anyway.
And the pro season kicked off last night, and your New England Patriots had a little Super Bowl hangover, I believe.
Well, I think the hangover might be from where the main man they've been talking about all these years looked like he was kind of in a shoebox running around last night.
Yeah,
he might be that age might be getting to him just a little bit. No, I mean you're not going to count one game on him,
no.
but it's pretty tough when you hang in there that long.
Yeah, and football is in full swing. Like you mentioned, a lot of college games and a lot of good matchups. And one of our very own, Elijah Sindelar, got his starting debut with the Purdue Boilermakers last Saturday night against the University of Louisville, and just had a superb performance.
He sure did. I was impressed. I really was. I thought he threw the ball well. None of my business one way or the other, but I think the only thing he has is looking at improving on maybe might be just getting the ball to the guys and letting them run with it instead of using that big arm and knocking them out of bounds with it.
He's definitely got the strong arm, and he threw 2 touchdown passes, and very proud of Elijah. And we had several people, I think, here from Princeton, some of his former teammates that went and watched the game. So we want to send our congratulations out to him, as well as D. Kane. D. Kane played for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, and I know he was on all the special teams and got to play some, I think, at linebacker on defense. And they got off to a big win over one of their arch rivals in the Eastern Kentucky Colonels, and they go to Illinois this week. And, of course, tonight I think Purdue plays
Ohio.
University of Ohio at home. So I don't know why they want to play these college games on high school football Friday, but I guess money talks.
Yeah. Well, we want to also give a shout out to all the other individuals who are participating in college sports that come from here. Instead of just mentioning the names of the ones in the bigger schools, but there's a whole lot of them. McClung's son and some of those guys that have gone and stayed for the whole duration and performed well.
We've got some at Campbellsville and other various universities around, and we want to give congratulations out to them and for continued success in their careers as well. Before we get in, once again, you got any shout-outs?
Well, we had one when we left my driveway. Who was it? I forgot.
Jay Davis.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jay's son.
Kelly, a former player
and graduate of Caldwell County, had a baby girl last night, and Jay is on his way to Memphis, and we want to congratulate him on becoming a grandfather. And I know you and I are already one, and there's no better feeling than seeing grandkids come into this world. Also, I think you got another shout out to Sally.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget her.
Sally Harrelson. I was out at the game last night, and of course Sally and I have been buddies for a long time. She was a cheerleader back in my day when I was playing. She laughed and said, "I wasn't a cheerleader." I said, "Well, you had a uniform on, Sally. I know." And I tell you what, she sit there and told Gates and I about Todd's book, and she knew more about any football than you want to talk about.
She knew it from cover to cover.
I guarantee you. I guess that's where Earl gets it.
And I guess. And, of course, we don't want to leave Coach Earl out.
No.
Earl Hammond.
He was over in the press box, she said.
He was up top calling the plays in to Brad and
right.
Kukahiko. And we did go out last night and view the Caldwell County 7th and 8th grade team. Had a big victory, their 8th graders did, over Christian County Colonels, and I think by the score of 14-8. The 7th grade, much improved. They went down to defeat, I think, to the 7th grade team from Christian County, 14-2. But two outstanding games, and we want to send our congratulations out to them as well.
Yep, that's all I can tell you about them.
We have with us live here in the studio two guests that's probably unfamiliar with Caldwell County football fans. We have Coach Jeff Riley, who is former Crittenden County Rocket. Former Rocket.
They won't ever leave you with it. They won't ever leave that alone.
Well, that's okay. It's not
but
our worst places to be from.
I mean, you're over here now, and they just keep bringing it up.
That's all right. I'm proud to be a Rocket. We had some good times over there. Coached with Coach Starnes and that group, and
that's right.
Played for him a year and played for Coach Purdue, and
so
I'm proud to be a Rocket. I know sometimes you guys from Caldwell give me a little grief, but
I didn't.
Okay.
I know you're pulling for
guys when I played.
We know you're pulling for them every game, but one game.
All but
a year.
one. That's right.
One game a year.
I hope they win them all except tonight.
That's right. That's right.
I like the Rockets except when he coached over there.
Yeah. Now, you used to help me.
That's why I didn't like it.
We also have with us one of our newest members to the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame, Andy Davis, graduate of 1997, I believe.
That's a long time ago.
No.
20 years.
Yeah,
I cannot believe, Andy,
It
you've
does.
been gone 20 years.
Have your reunion this year, right? That's why Wes said he's
about
coming
a
in.
month or so, we have a reunion. Yeah.
Well, we want to welcome you, and
It's an honor to be here today. Yeah.
we appreciate it. Coach, let's start with you. Let's go back and talk a little bit about last week's win over the Hopkinsville Tigers. Of course, it was postponed until Saturday afternoon, and an outstanding game played by both teams, and it just came right down to the end.
Yeah, that's right. You never know how kids are going to react when you change the schedule. When you have to change and go play on a Saturday afternoon. You know, sometimes you kind of get out of routine, and I think our kids handled it really well. We kind of took it in stride. I think the kids kind of anticipated a little bit, but then kind of felt like a college afternoon. You get to go on a Saturday and go play in the sunshine, and I think it got a little warm on both teams. You know, kind of out of character, but our defense hung in there and it kept giving the offense the ball, and the offense kind of put some things together there at the end, and things started clicking, and Joby made a couple throws, and next thing you know, you're in a ball game. The defense makes a stand, you get the ball back, and you're in a position to win it, and Dylan runs it in, and you're happy it turned out, even though there was some rough spots in between.
Right. When you get in a position to win it, that's even
Yeah,
better.
yeah. So
A lot of times you get in those positions and you never know how it's going to turn out.
yeah, I think our defense is shouldered the load and kind of give our offense a chance to grow up a little bit. And I hope, anticipate growth continues. I think by the time we get to district play, we'll kind of have offense will have some experience and kind of be clicking a little better than they have been. And I think so many young kids on the offensive side of the ball, you can't replace experience. So.
No, and it's with young kids too, and the schedule you've played so far with no injuries, that's pretty big.
Yeah,
I mean, you might have had one or two, I don't know, but I didn't think you did.
We've had a little nick, banged up, typical football stuff, but nothing too big so far, so that's good.
Well, I can tell there's been improvement from week 1 to week 3, especially on the offensive line, and I know you probably didn't get the production you like, but Hoptown's a pretty good football team in themselves.
They're really good on defense. I think, they're one of the best 0-2, 0-3 teams that you're going to see, and their defense got after us. I mean, they were athletic and quick up front, and they gave us some problems early on, and then we kind of settled in, and our kids kind of calmed down a little bit there and just started kind of getting things picked up, and it just kind of clicked for us. And Joby got out of the pocket a little bit and made some good throws.
It was got 28 points. That's real good job on an offense that's awful young against a team that's athletic. Like
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe we had another defensive score, didn't we?
Yeah, Caleb Burton picked up a
fumble.
Well, yeah, it was a lateral. They tried to run a little swing pass. It was a little behind the quarterback, and everybody kind of stopped for a second. He kept running, kind of scooped it up, and he took it in too. So it's always Coach McClung's always really proud whenever we get a touchdown on defense.
He's been a pretty good addition to our team.
Caleb, he's been an outstanding division.
That linebacker core is phenomenal. I enjoy watching Caleb though.
He's
a ball player.
I watched him when he first came back at practice one day, and I didn't know who he was. And he was at fullback or your running back.
Yeah, right.
Then you moved him some at linebacker that day, and I could tell he was a pretty athletic kid.
Oh, he is. He's a good kid. He moved here. We had him in middle school.
That's
Steve and
what
those
I
guys
heard,
had him, and then he went over to Trigg County, and then he came back, and he is a welcome addition.
Well,
He's
came back at
a
a good
hard-working
time.
kid. He's physical, fun to be around, good-natured kid. The kind of kid you want to have on your team.
Exactly. He helps the rest of them.
Oh yeah, he does. He's a welcome addition to that little group. I mean, I know, he just fits in, and they give him a hard time, and he kind of moves along with it, and so.
Jeff, I know another area that we've been vastly improved in is special teams. And I think you have a lot of input on the special teams.
Well, honestly, I do a little bit with the special teams. Mostly, my job is to count them up, make sure we have 11.
Oh.
I don't do a lot of direct coaching with those guys, but I tell you who the guy who does a lot of coaching with is Jake. Jake does a lot of stuff with our kickers and punters and special teams. Yeah, he does. He's kind of the go-to guy there. And then each of the other coaches kind of have one special team that they're responsible for. So I didn't have one kind of being the late addition to the staff. So they just, on Friday nights, everybody's got so much to do. It's my job to count them up and give them a little encouragement before we get on the field. But they have, and, coach has done a pretty good job of getting some young guys involved. And you'll see some of the younger guys out there, some of the freshman, sophomore guys that play a little more of a backup role that get in on some special teams. I know, Tate and Russ and those kind of kids. Travion Samuel, those guys get out there. Seth Slayton, those guys are going to see. You'll see some
Junior
of those
McGowan's son, and he a freshman?
Noah plays some special teams, so he's on the punt team, and he's a big, long kid that I think's got a pretty good potential. So. Those guys, it's a little bit of a work in progress sometimes, but they got that punt block a couple weeks ago. But Coach Barnes got them straightened out, I hope. So.
Yeah. Well, the future looks bright, even though we do have several seniors on the defensive side, especially at linebacker. But you mentioned all those younger kids that are getting valuable playing experience, and as the season prolongs and the more experience they get, the better off they're going to be in the coming years. Coach, tell us a little bit about what to expect tonight from Crittenden County.
Well, I tell you, you're going to see an improved football team. Coach Barnes probably not going to say it too much. Don't want anybody to know, but you're going to see a better. They're better. They're better all the way across the board. I think they're kind of – last year they had a lot of kids that were inexperienced, and the year of playing, it shows when you watch them on film. They've got a big quarterback, Hunter Boone's got – he's a big quarterback with a big arm. Tough to bring down. They've got a good little running back in the Nesbitt kid. He was their district player of the year. He's quick and can move really well. And I tell you what, there's a Ethan Dawson – receiver that he's going to be tough. He's a big, tall, athletic kid, and he gets open and makes plays, and he what we've seen on film, he's been a big part of their offense, and they're going to do some things that we haven't seen. They'll spread it out some, but then they'll get under center and do some different things. So they're an improved football team, and we're going to have to play. We're going to have to play up to our capabilities to get one tonight. I think sometimes when you've had some success against a team, people just kind of assume that success is going to continue. But as coaches, we got to keep reminding the kids that that's last year and this is this year, and you got to come to play every game. If not, then somebody can get you. And Crittenden is capable of getting us, and our kids and hopefully need to know that, and hopefully they'll play with that mentality.
Well, it's always tough to go over to Crittenden County
always
and play on their home field, and those fans, they have a great fan base, just
Right.
like we do.
Absolutely.
And we want to encourage all of our fans. They might want to take a lawn chair with them.
Yeah.
Because the bleachers fill up pretty quick over there on the
Yeah.
visitors' side.
Yeah, I think we'll have a big crowd.
It's a great place, to watch a football game, and it's a good rivalry, great rivalry, has been for years, and we appreciate, of course, you and I both have experienced both
right.
sides
That's
of
right.
it, so we know it's going to be a hard-fought game.
It is. It's going to be an emotional game, and I think they kind of circle us on their calendar every year, and we kind of look at them, and it's kind of, it's a good rivalry. It's one of those good ones. It's not one of those that has a lot of bad blood. It's a good. I think it's what the game's supposed to be. Two good teams that go after each other a little bit and then use the game for some other things. So that's a good thing.
Well, we appreciate you coming in this morning and talking to you. We're going to dissect the man right next to you right now.
Oh, man,
Andy
on the hot
Davis.
seat now.
We're going to reminisce a little bit, Andy.
Reminisce. It's been a while.
DT and I went out, as we mentioned last night, watched our middle school Tigers play. There's a young man on our middle school that's an 8th grader that sure does remind us a lot of you. And we were commenting last night that your son has all your mannerisms, but he hits harder than you.
Oh. Well, he's a good kid. He's a 8th grader, and he'll do anything. He's humble, and he's got a lot of hard work ahead of him. Going into varsity next year, but he's a good kid. He flies around, he hits, and he loves the game. That's the main thing. He loves it, and it shows. I think when you watch him, you can kind of tell it shows. But I can get him for the first couple minutes. if he goes longer than 2 minutes, he's probably gonna beat me up. But he's a good boy. I'm proud of him.
You probably did something that he didn't do or hasn't done yet, is run that hill.
Yeah.
You used to love that hill.
Oh.
You used to couldn't wait to get over, did you?
It brings back a lot of memories.
Bad memory.
Bad memories. One memory I can remember is it was hot one day, and we went over. We got a water break, and Dal Freeman says, "Andy, don't drink much water. We're going to the hill." And I said, "Man, that water tastes so good." And I'm drinking it and drinking it. We got to the hill. We started running, and about that second lap, she started rolling. Dal looked at me and said, "I told you not to drink so much water." But he doesn't do the hill, but we're trying to get him doing some stadiums and stuff. Just like I said, he's got a lot of work, and he understands that, getting to the next level, going into high school. But he's humble. He'll do anything he's asked of him, and he's a good boy in school and athletics. He's a good kid.
That means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It means a whole lot. When you come home every day, there's not a lot you got to worry about.
Yeah,
It makes a difference.
If Coach asks him to do something, he's gonna do it. Probably if I asked you, you might have said, "Well, Andy might have been a little hard-headed when he played."
You were a little hard-headed at times.
Well, he's learning from my mistakes, because I promise you, I'm in his ear telling him about them. Don't do these things. And
It looks like too, though, they got a lot of kids around on that team that are good.
Yeah, they are.
They are
That's a
pretty
good
good
group.
teammates.
That's a good group. Steve and them do a good job. 7th and 8th grade, it's a good group of kids there.
Andy, let's look back at your playing career, son. You were an outstanding two-way starter for us back in the mid-'90s. I think you played from, 94, 95, and 96 was your last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told people all along that I know we won the state championship in 98, but I thought our 96 team was probably one of the most talented teams that I had to coach.
We were. I mean, I felt like we were loaded. You know.
We had all the linemen.
Yeah. Me and Gerald actually talked a couple years after y'all won state. He said, "Andy, we were better," but that just tells you a little bit of how
the ball bounces.
Yeah, ball bounces. You know, the team's got to gel. The ball's gonna kind of bounce your way a little bit sometimes, and I tell people, I say, well, I got them ready for that state championship. But you know, and I was happy for them. I mean, Billy Hooks and all those guys. I mean, they played their butts off, so they deserved it. And
of course, you played next to Jason Asher,
mm-hmm.
and you know, Jason was an outstanding football player. And I mean, we had an offense. I think Aaron Ship was
Bob Hudson.
Bob Hudson.
We was loaded across.
Probably one of the most talented lines that I had the opportunity to coach while I've been here. And of course, our skilled people was a little bit young that year.
At the time, I think.
And Bradley was our quarterback, Stallings, and he was a junior, I believe.
He was.
And you know, we had a lot of sophomores, Gerald and Stuart Childress and Kelly Davis, and that group were sophomores. But we had a great run, you know, during those years there, and you were a big part of it.
And you could really see after Gerald and Stuart really grow up them next years. You know, that it seemed like 1 year for those, and they were just with Gerald and Stuart both, but Gerald especially. He come in as a freshman. I mean, he was hard nosed, but Stuart grew a little bit, got a little bit faster, and you know.
Had Aaron Kirk. Aaron Kirk was on there.
Dal Freeman, big guy.
Dal Freeman.
I can remember a game against Webster County, and at that time, there was a young man named Ryan Hill played for them.
I remember him well.
The year prior, he ran so much he threw up on the sideline. I mean, he put about 300 yards on us, and they come to Princeton. They were ranked high in the state at the time, and we got after them. And I remember Dal Freeman looking at me in the huddle, having blood running down his nose. And we won that game, and it was a mud bowl, but it was exciting. So, yeah. A lot of great memories.
A lot of good memories, and I guess your final game, a young man from Edmonson County, I think he had about 300 yards as well against us. And
yeah, we felt like we had him bottled up, and by the time we did, he was gone. You know,
frustrating night. I can remember it well, and you know, it's just unfortunate that we didn't, you know, progress any further than where we went. And but it was an outstanding group of seniors, and I think we learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
And you were a great part of it and just a great player.
Well, I appreciate that. And like I said, it's an honor to be inducted. I mean, you know, 100 years of football.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great athletes come, so it's definitely an honor. And, you know, memories, like I said, I tell kids, you know, embrace it because it's gone pretty quick. And I tell, like, the Van Hoosier boys, they get to play with the brothers. And that's something special you'll remember. You will remember that when you get older.
Right.
I was privileged. You know, I got to play with my older brother. I look back, and it was awesome. So,
yeah, Mark.
I tell them to embrace it because it flies by.
Is there one memorable moment that stands out in your career that really sticks with you than any others?
It was, I believe, my freshman, might have been my sophomore. You're going to remember this game. McLean County.
I remember that game. Oh, you.
We was getting after those boys. And I think it was a playoff game.
It was.
And a quarterback. And
Bradley Hood.
Pretty good athlete.
Yeah.
He was rolling out towards you. I could almost remember seeing you and him. And I finally got to him, and we won that game, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we won that game.
You knocked him out.
Yeah, he was out.
He was down for the count.
I mean, we had fought, you know, just trying to get to that kid because he was a good athlete. Made a lot of plays, and it was that one in Breckenridge. I don't know if you remember. Breckenridge was the coldest football game I've ever been in my life.
And I believe we got a person here that was holding the chains for Breckenridge, and Ralph Smith. Roberta Smith's husband, Ralph, went down to Breckenridge County. Of course, that's where they were from. And he used to carry the chains every Friday night.
It was the absolute coldest game, coldest I've ever been. You know, I've been to several games after that, and we won that game on a hook and ladder.
That's right.
We won that game on the hook and ladder. He's over doing this.
DT called that play.
No.
Yeah,
Who's
DT's
up there in the stand?
That was the Mayfield
Hitching.
coaches telling me to run that so we get the game over with. Oh, I'm freezing. Yeah.
because it was that cold. But a lot of great memories. Mr. Hughes popped in my mind the other day. Great coach. I thought the world of him. One situation, we were doing 2 days, and it was hot. It was so hot. And we got out, and he said, hey, guys, go get you some air conditioner, rest, be ready to come back tomorrow. And I said, sorry, we don't have air conditioner in my house. So it was pretty cool. He come back, and he said, well, we might be able to help get air conditioning. And I said, well, Mr. Hughes, it don't matter. My dad ain't going to run it regardless. But he was super, and I thought the world of him. Larry Curlin, super. You, DT, like I said, the memories was great. It was fun. Other than maybe tackling that kid from Memphis a little better, wouldn't have changed nothing.
We run by him a lot.
Yeah, we
I know
did.
that, Yeah.
And we appreciate it. We feel the same way, Andy.
Yeah, it was
We really
class.
do. We appreciate all you guys. Even when you see us downtown, some of them, hey, Coach, how you doing? And, it's been a long time now.
It
And
really has.
When they say that, it still makes you feel like you were a part of their life a little bit.
I had older coaches tell me
Yeah.
that you don't appreciate being called a coach until you get older.
That's right.
And seeing guys like Andy and the ones that we see around town and even out of town, they still call you coach.
Yeah, most of them call me DT now,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's what my
Most of
grandson
them call me Gator.
That's what my
now.
grandson calls me. But people like Timmy Bashir and John H.
Oh,
and
yeah.
those guys, hey, Coach, how you doing? I
Ben
saw
Van
John
Hoos.
H. at church the
Yeah.
other day, and I said, hey, Coach, and he went, Coach, oh yeah, he forgets he's coaching the middle school. So anyway, but it is appreciative very much.
Real quick talking about John H. Here's another memory I got. We made a big play one night, and I can't remember who the team was, but John H. was on the sideline, and it was a big fumble. We got it or something. Well, he ran out there on the field. Didn't have his helmet on. I'm pretty pumped. And he grabbed me, and at the time, our head button was the thing to do. Well, he got head butted without a helmet on. But you wouldn't hurt him none. But
No, he's fine.
Great times and great
Yeah,
memories,
well,
Andy.
that's
And once again, DT and I want to congratulate you on being inducted into the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame. And the ceremony will be held on Friday, October 13th against Fort Campbell out here at Tiger Stadium. And once again, we want to encourage everyone to come out and see all of our new 8 inductees. And we appreciate Brian Conger. We better send out a
I was going to give a shout out to Brian.
shout out to
Conger.
Brian Conger for letting you off and coming down here and talking this morning.
Brian and John Mark Hutchison's on their way to Wisconsin. I want to give a shout out to them, and I want to because they're going to watch the Packers. I'm let them know go Seahawks. They're going to see Mitchell in Wisconsin, and I told him I was going to give a shout out to him. So.
Well, we always got to deal with all the parents too, and we want to say hello to your mama because she was always around all the time. She
Good lady.
she always came and had to deal with all you boys, and we felt so sorry for her, but she's a dandy lady.
She's a great woman. And,
You want to shout out to Randall Baker?
Yeah, Randall Baker.
Remember Rand? Yeah, and Sissy. And,
Yeah.
This is birthday
Si-
today, or sometime this week.
so Sissy always had to get Randall to practice. somehow.
Well, I tell you, Randall done something one day.
He's another good football
Yes.
player. We
Yeah,
had,
yeah,
you
big
know,
tall.
big lineman. Yeah. Well, Andy, we appreciate you coming in, taking time out, and Coach Jeff Riley, appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with our next guest from Crittenden County. You're listening to Tiger Sports Talk on 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling. Football and deer season is right around the corner. When those little critters get stirring around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. When that happens, Trice Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 120 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. Trice Hughes in Princeton would like to give a big shout out to one of our own, Jeff McDowell. Jeff has given Trice Hughes 34 years as one of our top service technicians, And General Motors thinks so also, as they selected Jeff in the top 20 service technicians out of over 7,000 in the Southeast region. We are so proud of you, Jeff. The extra time and dedication it takes to achieve this honor speaks volumes about him. Trice Hughes Incorporated offers top-notch service on all your GM and Chrysler vehicles by certified technicians Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Call 270-365-5522 for your appointment today. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Trice Hughes Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Trice Hughes Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Trice Hughes Incorporated, where your trade is worth more. It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling. Football and deer season is right around the corner. When those little critters get stirring around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. When that happens, Trice Hughes Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 120 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Trice Hughes Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Trice Hughes Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Trice Hughes Incorporated, where your trade is worth more.
Here at Tiger Sports Talk at 103.3 FM, The Tiger, with DT and Gator. We have with us now, live in the studio, 2 Crittenden County Rockets. We got Coach Al Starnes, the head coach, who this is his 27th year as head coach. 27 years as head coach. Yeah. And we got the owner and operator of the Crittenden Press, and also Coach Chris Evans. I see you coaching quite a bit, especially in travel ball now.
Right. Yeah, and truth be known, I call most of the offensive plays. No.
Yeah, and what happened last week?
He did last week, didn't he, Al?
I don't think you called him last week. You're going to give Al.
Yeah. I always told Al one play, I don't know, it was years ago when TK Guess was playing, I walked by Al and I said, throw the middle screen. The next play he called it and TK broke his collarbone. Or got hurt, knocked out again. He said,
he hadn't called one
another
since.
play.
Oh, man. Guys, we appreciate y'all coming in, especially Al, this is your final year.
Final year, yeah. You know, my wife and I, we were diagnosed with cancer in 2013 and said whenever we can retire, we're going to retire. And so we're going to retire and move to the lake and enjoy each other.
Well, that's great. That's great. And you've just done a tremendous job over there.
Yeah, you know, and I appreciate it, Pat. But I can tell you what, that your era over there, I mean, when I got there, they said you're following one of the best coaches in Crittenden County.
Yeah,
and,
right.
you know, Pardue was there, but, I mean, they still think a world of you over Crittenden County.
Well,
So
I think a world of a lot of those people there. And, of course, we've lost some over the years. And some of my dear friends, you know, Jack Easley, one used to help me, has passed. And a lot of great people over at Crittenden County. And you two are 2 of the finest. And we appreciate y'all coming. Tell us a little bit about tonight's game and the special shirts that y'all came up with. And
you know, David and I are very good friends, and every year we try to come up with a theme to do something and use this platform to bring awareness to something that affects a lot of people's lives. And you know, when we found out that David was diagnosed with Parkinson's, then what better way for us to do it to end up bringing awareness, recognizing Parkinson's disease, and trying to do what we can to support him and let him know that you know, there's a lot of people that's fighting for him. He's made a difference in a lot of people's lives. So we got together and decided that we wanted to do the Stay Barn Strong shirts, and we did that. And Caldwell County is they've ordered about 900 shirts, and we've ordered about 400 shirts. So I mean, it's good. That says a lot for David that there's a lot of people out there that's fighting with him as well. And we're gonna have a ceremony at halftime for him, and then we're gonna have a prayer at the end of the ball game for him. So hopefully we just want David to know that we're with him, we're fighting with him and for him, and doing what we can to support him as well.
There was a little delay on the T-shirts getting here, but they are here now, and they arrived, I think you said, this morning.
Right.
So people that are listening or viewing in that want to, they need to go out and see Kim
they were
Farmer.
delivered this morning about 5:30. There was an issue with the original order, and they guaranteed that we would have them yesterday. And so Serena Dickerson is our quarterback club president, and so she had to drive to Madisonville and early this morning to get them, and so we try to make it right and do what's right, and but the shirts are here, and we'll have them for tonight, and we hope that everybody wears them tonight.
Be a nice night to wear a T-shirt. You might want to wear it over something like we
Yeah, maybe wear them over your long sleeves. It's going to be great football weather.
Great
weather.
football weather.
wear
Yeah,
a
we're
jacket,
looking forward
pull it
to
up
it.
and show everybody all the time.
Yeah.
But David understands. It'd be great for him one way or the other. He could care less, but he's tickled to death that everybody's for him anyway.
That's right. And, you've mentioned, all the people that has participated in this adventure here, and 900 on our part, 400 on your part. That just tells you a little something about the Caldwell-Crittenden rivalry.
Oh, absolutely. And I've been fortunate enough to be in it for 27 years, and I see it. And, it is a rival. We do circle Caldwell County on our schedule every year, but it's a healthy rival. It's because we understand that, and we have a great deal of respect for Caldwell people and the program and everybody there. It's an adjoining county, and you have to. It's not. It's not one of those rivals that you can't stand the community or the players and things like that. So, we support them and want them to win every game except for one. And I think it's the same way here. And in the 27 years, it's amazing to watch the rivalry and then the people, the community that support you from over here, and you know how it is. We were there, and so it's a great feeling. It's a great, we enjoy it.
I run into some of the former players. David Kozark, he always reminds me of, his senior year when they came over and beat us, and Ronnie Moss, and there's been a lot of great players come out of Crittenden County, and we've also been fortunate enough to have a great group of kids come through Caldwell as well. But it's just a tremendous rivalry. As you mentioned, it's a clean one. And, I know every year you have to circle that date. And it used to be back when I coached, it was the opening game of the season. And, it just seems like you put so much into that opening game. And we come up on the short end when I was at Crittenden several times.
And we did when I was, at Caldwell early too. So I mean, it was, we didn't want to get our heads thumped the first game every year. So we looked at dropping them in the schedule. But we feel the same way. I mean, we're proud of the Caldwell County kids that go on. I know I was watching Elijah Sindelar throw his first touchdown pass, and I was like a proud papa, and I didn't coach him. And I know him, and I know his family very well, and I was excited for him.
Right. Well, tell us a little bit about your football team this year. I know you said you didn't want to say a whole lot, but tell us what to expect tonight.
Well, I mean, we're a junior-oriented football team. We still don't know where we are as far as a team. Last week was a measuring stick for us. We got beat by Trigg County, but we felt like that we were in the ball game. We're getting better. We've got some inexperienced players out there, but we have some good skill players. We have a quarterback that can throw the football and throw it well, and we're just trying to get better every day. And we're making some mistakes that we shouldn't make, and we need to improve. And we can do that. But our whole goal is just like anybody else is trying to be as good as you can be when the district comes around. And our focus is on Russellville. We want to be playing our best game against the team that we feel like is the strong contender for our district play for our postseason. So, that's what we're focused on. But, we have some kids that has really worked hard and has improved a lot.
Have you a drink of water?
We done got him choked up.
Yeah.
Deep, you got any?
Well, we have one more little deal here I want to mention. One of our former players, Mark McAllister, his son plays for you all.
Caden,
that's right. Mark had played for us, and of course Dickie's a good friend of both of ours. He played back when they didn't have but leather helmets, I think.
I believe he can still play too, couldn't
Well,
he?
if he couldn't, he could talk his way through it. I guarantee you.
I grant you, he can ride his bicycle from Princeton
he's
to Marion
he's
and
in
back.
great shape.
He
You don't
is
want,
in
you don't
great
want to mess
shape.
with him. Never did, but just bringing that up, there's kinfolk here and there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, Caden is a tough kid. He's a freshman, and he's gonna start tonight. So he's excited about it. He plays linebacker, and he's a receiver, can run the ball. I think he's going to be one of the great skill players that come through Crittenden County. So very hard-nosed kid, and he's excited to play tonight.
He and his first cousin made butt heads tonight. Gabe East is his first cousin.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
There's a little
Good
rivalry
deal.
there
Yeah, good
maybe
deal.
tonight.
Well, maybe we can pull a Craig Clayton and come over and talk to him since he's leaving. He's gonna get a new coach, so maybe he'll come over here.
Yeah, that's right.
And Caden's first cousin, Ian Ellington's probably going to get some.
Yeah,
playing
Ian
time for the first
Ellington
time
is
tonight.
he's a freshman as well, and he's probably going to start as well. And we're excited for those kids. It's just like any other program. You try to do your best with it and get your kids prepared and go out and fight, and that's what we have to do. But I can tell you what, this is probably one of the best Caldwell County defenses that I've seen in a long time, and they are solid. Their offense isn't weak. I think Joby is improving every game. He's got a great support staff with him, with Trell and Jameer, and then you have Dylan Gray that runs the ball. So I think he has a great support staff, and I think that they will continue to improve. But that defense, and I think they're led by the linebacker at
Hunter Van Hooser.
Yeah, Van Hooser,
Right.
and he is outstanding linebacker, and I like the way that they play. Their motor never stops.
Will
And,
Bashir.
and I'm telling you, what happens is they end up getting turnovers, and I've seen them score in about every game that we watched them. So, our work is cut out for us tonight, but we're going to go out there and we're going to play hard and do our best and try to improve from last week.
We have also Oliver Parker and Kate and the Newsom kid made some great catches this year already.
Right.
So we have a lot of special, not special, but I'm talking.
We got a lot of weapons. We do. We have a lot of weapons, and we've had our growing pains in the interior line, but they're getting better. They're getting better each week, and of course these games really don't matter.
No,
it's
that's
what
right.
happens here when district play opens,
right.
and
That's
I
right.
know you'll stack up well in your district.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just about improving, and that's what we tell the kids every day. You work hard in practice, you try to improve every day, you do the best you can, and then let whatever happens. And I know for Caldwell it's the same way, that they have an inexperienced offensive line, and they're getting better, and every game you gain experience, and there's nothing like experience. So as they grow and get better, get more games under them, then I think that they will improve as well. Just like we are, we're the same way. And looking at Caldwell's roster, they have 3 guys that goes both ways, and we have 8 guys going both ways, and that makes a big difference. And later on in the game, in the fourth quarter, when you're worn down, they're bringing in players by committee, and that hurts us. But it is what it is, and that's what happens when you have 35 kids on a roster.
Yeah. Chris, you've been with that newspaper a long time too, haven't you?
Long time. Really more years than Al's been coaching. But,
Are y'all going to go out together?
You know, I always said I was going to quit doing all this football stuff when he retired. But now my son's in 8th grade and getting ready to go through, and then I don't want to leave Sean Thompson, who's the heir apparent now. So I'm going to stick around for 4 or 5 more years anyway. But you know, it's been a great ride. And I'm going to say something about Al. A lot of people don't know, and this is, we're calling this the Al Starnes farewell tour. He's like Gator or some of the going around and you know, so many people don't know the things that he does for the community and for kids. And I know and he probably don't want me to tell this, but there's a lot of kids that have gone on to college that he's helped out, sent them checks every week, helped them with clothes, cars. People don't know that kind of stuff. And you know, when you're a coach at a small school and you know you develop these relationships with these kids, it lasts a lifetime.
Right.
And he's a bigger than life guy in Crittenden County, and everybody knows all throughout West Kentucky. You know, and I'll pat him on the back a little bit. You know, we love him. And
You stop there.
and you know how hard it is to win at a small D2.
Oh, that's tough.
169 and 133 record, 14, 15 winning seasons. That's incredible. It's phenomenal.
Incredible.
It really is.
Right.
And it speaks to who he is, and you know, always gets the best out of kids, and kids want to play for him, and they want to come back. They want to come back and fill the stadium like you was talking about. And that's how they do it. And we're proud of him. We wish him well. We hate to see him go.
I know you do. I've told him on numerous occasions they need. Of course, I don't know if we need to talk about statues, but they need to put a statue of him on the courthouse square.
Yeah, that's enough. That's good.
I mean, someone to stay there that long and have the support that he has gotten. And the success that he's had is just incredible.
And, you know, he couldn't have done it without his wife. Now,
Angela's
Angela's a rock.
That's
I was going to say, every head coach is only as good as his wife is.
Yeah, shout out to her because it's true.
Right. Well, you've had a great staff over the years as well. And you mentioned your heir apparent is going to be Sean Thompson. Tell us a little bit about Sean.
Yeah, I mean, Sean was a former player. He came to us from Colorado, I think, via Florida, and he was a quarterback for us. Actually, the first quarterback that when we went to the spread, and he, you know, great. He went on to play at Campbellsville, he came back, coached with us for a year or so, and then went to Union County and. You know, we let him go there for a couple of years until we brought him back. But, you know, I mean, Pat, you know as well as I do, it's when you leave a program, you still want to see it succeed, and you put your heart and soul into it. And so it's been building for a while now, trying to put coaches in place to try to get them, you know, where you want them. And Sean has done an excellent job, and he's the offensive coordinator. And I think that the kids like him. He does a great job. He's knowledgeable about the game, and I think he'll develop the relationship that he needs to be the head coach. You know, and he'll do a great job.
Al's put together a coaching staff that's all Rocket alumni now. So
Rocket.
every single from top to bottom, little league
through. So I mean,
all the way to the top.
And that's what makes me proud.
And
Pat.
they're
kids
be
that
there.
want to, you know, people that want to be there, that played there, that want to see the program. Not just, and I understand they have kids. I get that. But for the program, for the overall program, and so you know that's what I'm proud of. That you have former players that are coaching from top to bottom, and people that want to be on the sidelines, that want to be there, that want to continue that. And so you know that's what I've been very fortunate to have great coaches and kids that work hard, and the parents and fans that are supportive, and it's been great for us as a family, and we can never say thank you enough to Crittenden County for that.
And it also helps to have one of your former assistants that is the superintendent of schools.
Absolutely. Defensive coordinator, Vince Clark. Yes,
That's right.
absolutely.
That's right. And I was going to ask you, how did the vote turn out on the tax?
It's Tuesday.
Oh, it's
It'll be
this coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be in the paper. Get it in the paper.
That's right. Yeah.
Tune in
Check it out,
the Crittenden Press.
Hey, Chris, I was going to tell you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but as far as the statue goes, I wouldn't do that. They did one for him, and it was torn down the next day.
Yeah. That's why we're going to have to do something that's in cyberspace, maybe that will, you know, nobody can really get to it. That password protected or something.
You know, times have really changed since 30 years ago or better. And, of course, you know, they put signs in my yard, home of Gator the Trader. And I think if I'd have gone anywhere else except Caldwell County, it would have been a little more acceptable on their part. But it's just great to see two communities, Marion and Princeton, that love high school football.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see it on Friday night. I mean, it's the atmosphere is great, and I think that it's going to be a great atmosphere tonight with both communities coming together, and thankfully it's at our place because we get the gate. So it's going to be a great thing. So we're excited about it.
Back when I played, that was a long time ago too. We didn't play Crittenden, but a lot of these older guys, that was the big game on Thanksgiving Day or something.
Sure was.
When they talked to us about it.
Princeton and Marion, it was a Thanksgiving Day game back in the
Butler,
50s.
I believe it's Butler
40s,
and Marion, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was Butler, that's right.
Princeton,
it was Princeton,
Butler,
and Marion. And Marion was a powerhouse.
Playing for a
back
long-
then,
yes, been playing for a
good
long
team,
time.
as was Princeton.
I remember Jack Easley telling me he came over here to one of the Butler and Marion games, and it was on Thanksgiving Day, and he said it was like 60-something degrees that morning. And by the time the game got over, they had 3 or 4 inches of snow.
I've heard that story before.
Yeah, how the weather changed. Well, guys, we appreciate both of you coming in. And Coach Al, I know you've got a doctor's appointment here, and we don't want you to be late. And
It's bad to get old, isn't
Yeah.
it?
you two guys mean a lot to us here, and as well as the people I know in Marion. And we want to wish you the best of luck in every game but tonight.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
But you know what? I treasure our friendship.
Yeah, and I do too. I tell you, DT and Pat, and we've developed a relationship throughout the years, and it's been good, and we treasure that as well, and hopefully it'll continue through the years.
We played golf a long time ago. didn't we?
Long time. We won some too. You were pretty good.
Boy, we-
Not anymore, but I did have fun back in the day.
And
I
we
remember
sure-
when we went to Pennyrodd
Anyway,
one year.
won it.
And
Got
here
those
we
clubs.
were, and we had to play an extra. We tied with somebody, had to play the extra. That was when my daughter was graduating. I had to leave. You got the second place prize
Second
because
place.
you all played without. Not
Set of
that
clubs.
I would have done it, but they gave a set of irons.
Second place. He had to leave, so we got second instead of first.
Well, they didn't have an extra shot. That was the problem.
And we sure do miss our dear friend, Dr. Dennis Lacey.
Yeah, and
What
he
a
was on
great
that
man.
team. He
Yeah,
was on
he
that team
was.
with
He
us.
was
so-
Nobody loved to play
Yeah.
golf. You mentioned to Dennis, has he been playing golf, and he this morning when you came in, he said, no, it's not since Dr. Lacey passed.
And Dr. Lacey's the one that hired me. I remember
Oh.
calling him
Me
the
too.
first time and saying, do you have the position still available? He said, absolutely, come talk to me. And then it was just, he's just a super guy.
Yep.
Super
Great guy.
And his wife too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's a
Nancy
fine
as
lady.
well.
Miss Lacey is a good one. And she still helps out at the school.
Does she
She
really?
does, yeah.
She'll be there tonight.
Sure
Guaranteed.
does.
She's at everything.
Well, I know there's going to be a great crowd tonight. There's no excuse in staying home here in Princeton or Marion. Come out and
Bring a
watch.
chair.
Bring the
You
chair,
Bring a
put
chair.
it
I
on the
mentioned-
hill. Put it on the hill.
Yeah, I may sit right down there in that end zone somewhere. So
And bring some money. They're going to
br-
charge you to park up there.
bring-
Yeah.
Are y'all charging for parking now?
No, we're going to charge you at the gate. We want you to come in, and we want you to go to concession stands.
Well, we're going to bring a crowd, and I know it's a great thing that you guys have done for Coach Barnes and the people here in Caldwell County, and he kind of did the favor for you and Angela
Absolutely.
back,
Yeah, absolutely.
a few years ago. It's great to see that your health is great, and we're just thankful every day our feet hit the ground.
Yep, we are too, and we just want Coach Barnes to know that we're fighting with him as well.
Guys, appreciate you coming in. We're going to take a short break and come back and wind down this portion of Tiger Sports Talk with DT and Gator. You're listening to it on WPKY 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling. Football and deer season is right around the corner. When those little critters get stirring around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. When that happens, Trice Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 120 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Trice Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Trice Hughes Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Trice Hughes Incorporated, where your trade is worth more. It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling. Football and deer season is right around the corner. When those little critters get stirring around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. When that happens, Trice Hughes Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 120 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Trice Hughes Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Trice Hughes Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Trice Hughes Incorporated, where your trade is worth more. Trice Hughes in Princeton would like to give a big shout out to one of our own, Jeff McDowell. Jeff has given Trice Hughes 34 years as one of our top service technicians, and General Motors thinks so also, as they selected Jeff in the top 20 service technicians out of over 7,000 in the Southeast region. We are so proud of you, Jeff. The extra time and dedication it takes to achieve this honor speaks volumes about him. Trice Hughes Incorporated offers top-notch service on all your GM and Chrysler vehicles by certified technicians Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Call 270-365-5522 for your appointment today. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
Back here at Tiger Sports Talk with DT and Gator at 103.3 FM, The Tiger. Once again, we want to thank all of our guests for coming in this morning. Coach Jeff Riley, and I just got a text from Heather, and that Caden and Ian are Jeff's cousins on the Crittenden County team. So, you know, there's some other rivalries there, I guess you can say. But we want to wish all of them the best of luck, and we want to thank Andy Davis for coming in, along with Coach Jeff Riley, Al Starnes, and Chris Evans from Crittenden County. Just another great show for us, and we want to end up here. Coach Barnes on a special appearance, and Coach, give us your thoughts on tonight's game.
I think it's going to be a great night to play. Weather's going to be good. It's going to be cool, and you know, it's against Crittenden County. It's not a district game, but it's a big game for us, both communities. I've been playing a long, long time, and so we look forward to going down there.
I know it's got to be very special for you growing up in Fredonia, in between Marion and Princeton, and you have a lot of close friends at Crittenden County as well as here, and the gesture that they're doing for you tonight is just outstanding.
Yeah, you know, Coach Starnes is a great man, and you know, it's a football game going to be played for 48 minutes, but the things that come out of that are more than just a game, and you know, we've tried to do something every year for the last 6 or 7 years to help somebody out, and you know, we did something for him and Angela a couple years ago. They did it for Carol and Shelley, and last year we did it for the Special Olympic kids that got letter jackets.
Right.
And
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, those kids are all excited. So, you know, it's just another way of these two communities coming together to help people out.
Yeah, it was. I remember that last year. That was a great feeling. Those kids did backflip out there when they got that jacket. I mean, if everybody was as happy in this world as they were, we would have a good world.
And it is. And, you know, and as I mentioned earlier, it's so great to see two communities that love their football the way that Princeton and Marion love high school football.
And so, you know, you take small communities, you know, when I was at Davis County, you had 4 schools in the same town, and there's a big difference having one county school, and then when you're playing one county schools and the rivalries there, it's nothing like Friday night football.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Hoptown and Christian County, really. I mean,
It's
you know, they if they could maybe go together and bring everybody out there to watch one game instead of trying to split the fact.
And you know, those two play tonight.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the biggest crowd that'll be held over there in the Stadium of Champions. And, you know, it is. It's a big difference just 30 miles down the road.
Yes.
And, of course, there's special places that love love their football. And of course, Mayfield's one of them. And, you know, every Friday night, it's something that nothing else to do.
Well, it's just back years when I played here, too. I mean, people sat on the wall at the top all the way around it because there wasn't anywhere else to sit. And in town, there was nobody anywhere but at the game.
And I would think Rocket Stadium is probably one of the older venues left in West Kentucky. One of the older stadiums. Of course, Mayfield, War Memorial is probably Murray High. But there's nothing like playing in those older stadiums. And Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck, and we want to thank you for dropping in this morning. And
I want to thank Serena Dickerson at Crittenden County, who really took a hold of this T-shirt thing, and then Kim Farmer at our school. You know, we sold over 900 shirts at our school in our community, and that says a lot about this community, how they support everybody, and I just really appreciate it.
Just a great thing, and it's great, David, seeing you're doing well, and I know you have those Tigers ready tonight, and we want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Dee, got any closing
Not
comments?
really, just glad you came, David, and we appreciate you coming in and closing our show. And just thank the good man upstairs that he let you and I come every Friday, and maybe we'll continue.
That's right. Well, we always got to thank him, and once again, our thoughts and prayers go out to all those people in Florida and Texas that are going to be affected by this terrible hurricane, and we want you to tune in. I'm fixing to board a plane here on Sunday, so I'll be gone for a week. And
you going to Miami?
No, I'm not going to the eye of the hurricane. I'm headed toward Vegas. I'm going west. We've got our sales convention coming up, so I'll return next Thursday night, and may need Ty and yours help getting things ready for Friday morning. I'll probably have jet lag after spending a week out there. But we want to thank all of our viewers and listeners for tuning in once again, and all the help that's been given for us to bring this show to Princeton and Caldwell County. And tune in again next Friday morning at 8 a.m. for Tiger Sports Talk with DT and Gator.
From the WPKY Weather Center, here's a look at the latest local